Hey everybody, it's Daniel Murphy down here again with Innovate Real Estate here in the Myrtle Beach area. Just going again to do our series that we've started, which is what you need to know when buying in Myrtle Beach. It's odd that we're using that term because today's particular discussion is going to be about the Grand Strand. And oftentimes I think you're going to hear those words interchange, the Myrtle Beach area or the Grand Strand. So I think what we need to discuss is exactly what is the Grand Strand and what cities or neighborhoods are located within the Grand Strand. So if you look at the Grand Strand, that was a term, I believe, that was started back in like the late 1940s. I think there was an article out of, it's the Sun News or Myrtle Beach Sun column that dubbed it the Grand Strand. So what it is a 60-mile coastline that starts all the way on the north end of the South Carolina coastline and Little River, and really that's the last city you are in before you get to North Carolina, to the Calabash area in North Carolina. It is far north as you can get, and as you head south, it goes all the way down to about Winyah Bay in the Georgetown area. So what we're going to talk about is that stretch of beach and which little communities you can locate within there. So let's start on the south end, and again, this is just going to be a basic overview. Certainly, as we always say, these are just a snapshot of these areas. So give us a call and we can kind of give you a better idea. But it does help when you're looking. When I speak to my clients all the time, they're looking to buy and they're not particular or they don't really know where they want to be. I ask them a lot of questions about what they like, what types of neighbors or neighborhoods they would like to be in, how much rental properties would they like to be around, and we start to get a better idea where to direct them. So let's start on the very south end, which is going to be Georgetown. So Georgetown is a former steel mill town. Steel mill is still down there. I think it's in partial use now. To be honest, I'm not 100% certain. And there's also a paper mill down that way as well. Georgetown is a beautiful little city right on the bays down there in the Georgetown area. The waterfront is spectacular down there. You do have some very nice neighborhoods, especially now more and more neighborhoods are moving that way. And what does moving there afford you? Well, it affords you a much nicer home for much less money. So if you're looking at apples and apples between Georgetown and even just when you get 20 miles north of there into Pawleys and Litchfield, the price difference is substantial. So I don't recommend it at all for anyone that's looking for a vacation property or a rental vacation property, because most of that down there, if not all, is going to be some sort of primary residence, not a lot of second home, not a lot of vacation home. Now with VRBO and Airbnb, I'm sure there are some there, but nothing in mass. So again, Georgetown is more of a primary residence. As you head further north, about 15 miles north of there, are two little communities, Pawleys Island and Litchfield Beach. Now, Litchfield Beach is part of Pawleys as far as that's your address as a Pawleys Island address, but you're not incorporated into that city. Both of those have a more small town beach feel than you do as you get further north. Now, when I grew up here, there was almost no real vacation rental properties down that way. I mean, there were, but not like what we see today. You certainly don't see the amount of people that live there as we did back 20, 30 years ago. However, it's a beautiful little town. It's much quieter than the Myrtle Beach area. The surrounding area from Pawleys and Litchfield, they have more of a vibe. If you've ever been to Hilton Head or to Edisto Beach, it's again, like I said, it's a much more quiet beach, a more family-friendly beach area. But you can do vacation rentals there. You can live there as a primary residence. You can do a little bit of both. You can buy a condo, live in it 3-4 weeks out of the year and rent it out the rest. So it's a great little community. It is a little more pricey than what you can get as you go further north, but still a beautiful little community. Now, as we're talking further north, the next little city you're going to hit is Murrells Inlet, and that really is a little fishing town, and it is fantastic. You have some really great neighborhoods in that area. It still has kind of that Pawleys vibe, Litchfield vibe, but it is a bit more crowded, a bit more touristy than those communities. However, there's a lot to do. You can great boating down there, great fishing down there, great restaurants on the business district down there. If you're looking for something that's a little bit quieter, but there's still a lot to do, I really recommend that Murrells Inlet area. Now, as you come further north, you're going to hit Garden City and Surfside. Now, Garden City, again, is not, not again, but it's not an incorporated city. So I believe it has most of it has Murrells Inlet address. You might have a few with Surfside address. But Surfside is an incorporated city, and just realize Garden City is unincorporated, so you're part of Horry County services. Both are fantastic. The big difference between these two communities, and you can see it as you drive through, Surfside looks like an HOA, for a lack of a better word. They have very, very strict city policies and ordinances in place on what you can or cannot do with your property. And once you get into Garden City Beach, it is whatever Horry County zoning requires or doesn't allow is what you're going to see. So there's a big difference between those two communities. Price points are about the same. There's not really much difference. And really, to me, if you're going to live in one of those coastal areas, you just really have to decide, do you want to live in an area that's run basically like an HOA, or do you prefer something that's a little more friendly to the homeowner to do with their property what they want? And there's some bonuses to that, and there's some downside to that, and it's really up to you as a homeowner what you prefer. Now, in both of those areas, there's plenty of rental properties available, both in houses and condos. As you get further back away from the beach, you'll find that less and less, and then as you get west of Business 17, it's all basically single family housing, and there's a lot of it available. Great family beach town. Everyone I know that is a Surfside Beach person or a Garden City Beach person are very loyal to those areas. They love it. So now we're going to head a little north, and we're going to get into Myrtle Beach, what everyone knows this area to be. And as I said, we use that term so interchangeably with the Grand Strand that sometimes they mean the same thing. So the Myrtle Beach area is basically where you're going to find almost all of the condotels that are located along the beach. These are oceanfront condos or resort complexes that are run just like a hotel. So as you go along the coastline, you're going to see two distinct areas, in my opinion, in the Myrtle Beach area. You have the south end, and then you have the north end of Myrtle Beach, and they are completely different. The further south you go, the more you get into what we consider to be kind of more of the downtown Myrtle Beach area. High-rise after high-rise after high-rise. Very few single-family homes east of 17 in that area. Now, Myrtle Beach, as you get west towards the waterway, it's all single-family, but we're talking about the coastline, the Grand Strand. Most of that area is going to be second home ownership. Now, as you get further into the north end of Myrtle Beach, and I apologize, it gets confusing. South end of Myrtle Beach, north end of Myrtle Beach. North end of Myrtle Beach is going to be a little mixture. There are a lot of really nice homes through there. You have the Golden Mile. You have what's called the Avenues, which is mostly single-family homes within walking distance to the ocean, and that will carry you all the way up to 82nd Parkway, and then you're heading into the Dunes Club, which is right there on the ocean. And again, they're on the west side of Myrtle Beach. Once you get west of bypass 17, you have some very nice neighborhoods, and you have some really great communities in between there. But for the people that are looking in Myrtle Beach, if you're looking for single-family residential, plenty of options. If you're looking for a vacation rental condo, I always recommend that area if you do want a large resort-styled community to vacation at. Prices are about the same as you're going to find in Surfside. Really, once you get out of Pawleys and Litchfield, the prices are about the same up the coastline. The next area we come to, which is North Myrtle Beach. So North Myrtle Beach begins right where Barefoot Landing begins. And in that little area, you have four little neighborhoods, for a lack of a better word, in North Myrtle Beach. Starting on the south side of North Myrtle Beach, you have Windy Hill. As you go further north, you get into Crescent Beach, and then you hit Ocean Drive and the Tillman area. Sometimes you'll hear Ocean Drive, sometimes you'll hear Tillman, and then you have Cherry Grove. Fantastic. All the communities are fantastic. Again, depending on what type of property you're looking for, I will steer you to certain neighborhoods. For example, Cherry Grove is a great little water community. You have a lot of channel homes up that way. Really, it's almost like a peninsula when you get out on there, because the channels come in this come on the west side, and then you have an ocean on the east side. So if you're looking for a community that will give you easy access to your boat, Cherry Grove is definitely for you. But all of that area is super close to the beach. All of them provide you with the opportunity to have either a single family primary residence, or as you get closer to the ocean, you can have condos that you use for vacation rentals and use yourself. And then we'll finish off in Little River. And Little River is much like Murrells Inlet. I always tell people, if you're looking for really good seafood, either head to Little River or head down to Murrells Inlet. Again, it is a water community. And by water, I know we're talking about the ocean, but we're talking about water where you go fishing. And so up there you have the waterway that comes right through, and then easy access out into the ocean. So you have a lot of people who are into the boating aspect of life. They love the Little River area. Great seafood restaurants, great prices on homes. Now it is getting a little bit more crowded, so prices have come up a little bit, but still more affordable from what we're seeing on an average than you'll find further south. So again, Grand Strand is divided into those little areas. There are plenty for you. No matter what you're looking for, we have something that will meet your specific needs, your specific wants. All you need to do is have a quick conversation. We can kind of get you sorted out which way you want to go. Again, my name is Daniel Murphy. I hope this is informative. If you would, please like and share, subscribe to the channel. And if you ever have any questions about a property here in the Myrtle Beach area, would like to get more information just for general knowledge, give us a call anytime, shoot us an email, message us on YouTube, however you like to get in contact with us. Thanks so much.